friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome to another book haul. Honestly, I was gonna get put together and like cute, but it's freaking cold in my house for some ungodly reason. So an oversized sweater is the vibe for today. And honestly, with as many books as I have to talk about today, I'm gonna need cozy, comfy vibes because we're gonna be here for a little while. So I'm sticking on trend with doing a book haul every 4 months or so. And I would like to say that this time I did better, but in fact I did not. I have about 150 books here. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to talk about it. I'm embarrassed and it's a lot and I want to talk about them. I want to get through them so that I can live in denial once again. Because having them all sitting here staring at me like this is quite frankly embarrassing. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So per usual, I have them in stacks that are separated by genre and then by special edition. So I have special edition fantasies and regular fantasies on this side, and then I have special edition romances and regular romances on this side. So let's go ahead and breeze through the fantasies because I do think the romance stack is bigger. No one is surprised there, but I feel like if we get through the fantasies and sci-fis that are here, then I can hopefully get through these ones a little bit quicker. And if you are here looking for a synopsis of any book, I'm so sorry. That's not going to be the video for you. I have way too many books to get through, and if I sat here and explained every single one in great detail, we would be here for 5 hours. At minimum. Okay. With the way that probably about 7. So we're not going to do that. But if I know anything quick and simple and easy about the book, I will share it. If not, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you still enjoy the video, but it's going to be long enough. So without further ado, let's get into it. The stack closest to me is our regular fantasies and sci-fi. So let's go ahead and just talk over those. I did pick up a copy of Daughter of Smoke and Bone in the new covers. I do own this book in the old traditionally published covers, but they got recently redone, and I'm doing a read along with my besties and Lindsay from She's Booked and Busy, and we're reading the Laini Taylor backlist, that's the word I was looking for. So Laini Taylor starting with the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, and then next year we're reading Strange the Dreamer, the duology. So I obviously needed to pick myself up a copy, especially because my actual copy that I own is in storage, so I wanted to have one on hand. It's a YA fantasy, very beloved in the booktube community, and I'm excited to get this one read and hopefully love it as much as everyone else seems to. Remember when I said I wasn't going to talk a lot about the books? Yeah, that was a whole minute and a half where I talked about one book, so we gotta speed it up. Up next, I did pick myself up a copy of Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This one has been going around everywhere on Book Talk and BookTube, so I definitely wanted to grab a copy. This one I am reading with Karina and Dana this month with our eyeballs, slowly, hacking a couple pages out a day, hoping to get this done. Although if I don't get it done before October, I will wait for the audiobook to come out because I am really enjoying this one, but it's a lot on the eyeballs. Look at this baby, she's thick. Then I picked up 2 Lauren Roberts books. We have Reckless and Powerful, the novella and the second book in the series. I'm excited to get around to Reckless. I did read Powerful already and really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to see what the second book in the series brings. Also, just a disclaimer, if you guys hear anything going on in the background, I'm so sorry. The dogs are also outside now, so they are barking, and I don't have time to sit around and wait for things to get quiet, so I will try to cut out as much as I can in editing, but if you guys happen to hear it, my apologies. Up next, I picked up The Crown of Oaths and Curses, oh my god, that's a tongue twister, by J. Bree. I have read several books by this author in the past and really enjoyed them. I'm excited to get around to this slow burn fantasy romance. I do know that I need to read The Scepter and the Sword before I get around to this one though, so it's going to be on my TBR for a little bit, but I'm excited to get around to it. I'm hoping by the time I finish those 2 novellas, an audiobook for this one will have come out. Up next, I finally completed my hardcover collection of the Wolfsong series, or the Green Creek series. My god, I don't know why my brain just blinked. The Green Creek series by TJ Klune with Brother Song. I am also collecting the paperbacks with the sprayed edges, but we don't have to talk about that, okay? Because yeah, I don't need to be spending money on duplicate copies, but I love the series so much and I wanted all my copies to match, so I finally have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition for Brother Song. And then for my birthday, Amanda gifted me Cytonic by Brandon Sanderson, the 3rd book in the Skyward series. I have not yet read book 2, but I definitely would like to possibly reread book 1 and get caught up with this series. I think it's done, if I'm not mistaken, but there's definitely several books in the series, so it's gonna be a while before I get to this one, but I'm excited to have it on my TBR, and thank you so much to Amanda for sending it over to me. Then we have Secrets of Alcroze by K.M. Moranova. This is the 2nd book in the Alcroze Academy series. I read the first one a little earlier this year, and I liked it. I didn't love it, but I'm definitely curious to see what book 2 is going to bring. I picked up hardcovers of these series because they are absolutely stunning. All of Camwar Nova's hardcovers are gorgeous, so whenever I get the chance to snag one, I take the opportunity. And then for my birthday, Sam actually gifted me 2 books. The first one being The Last Quintessa. I don't know if I said that right, but I originally put this on my TBR like list of hopefuls in my wish list. I don't know why that was so hard, my wish list on Amazon, because I loved the cover, and that has not changed. I think the cover on this one is absolutely stunning. That being said, I don't actually know what this is about, but holy moly, that is gorgeous. So I definitely need to pick this one up soon, and it's relatively short. I think it's under 300, just over 300 pages, which for a fantasy, that's not too bad. So I'm excited to get around to this one. And the other book that Sam gifted me is We Are the Fire by Sam Taylor. Yeah, I just know that she was like excited about the covers, and that's why she chose them off my wish list. Again, I put this one on because of the cover and I really liked it, but I don't actually remember what it's about. But will I give it a go? Yeah. It says, when you rebel with flame, you die by flame. Oh, rebel, not rebel. Rebel. When you rebel with flame, you die by flame. I swear I can read. Oh my god. But anyways, I'm excited to get around to this one. All right, up next, I have 3 books by the same author. We have Binding Shadows, Tasting Freedom, and Conjuring Moonlight by Jasmine Silvera. I was at SciMuLitCon and walked past her booth, and I got all 3 books in the series, including the novella. I think the novella actually came for free when I bought these 2 books. So I'm excited to get around to these ones. They are fantasy romances. I really don't know exactly what they're about, but I got pulled in by the covers, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and give them a go. I also picked myself up a copy of Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree, the prequel in the Legends and Lattes series. I do already own these covers in like the Fairy Loot, or is it a Lumicrate? I don't know, the special editions, the holographic special editions, but I did want a matching cover for my copy of Legends and Lattes. It's the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition with deckled edges, which is not my favorite, but I did snag myself a copy, so I'm excited to get around to this one because I loved Legends and Lattes. All right, I believe this is the last of the regular ones before we get into special editions, but I did pick myself up the copies of Wires and Nerves Volume 1 and Volume 2 by Marissa Meyer, the last 2 books that I need to read in the Lunar Chronicle series before I am finally done. I will be finally done with the series. Whether or not I pick them up anytime soon is a whole nother matter, but I did purchase them, so I'm one step closer to finishing up the series. I guess I can also count these in the regular fantasy section since these are technically fantasy romance, but I did pick up volumes 5 and volume 6 of Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. I have read volume 5, I just need to get caught up with volume 6, and then volume 7, wow, I can't talk, and volume 7 comes out relatively soon, so I'm excited to get around to volume 6 so I can catch up. This is not a new favorite series of mine, but I have a good time when I read them, and I really love the art style in these, so I keep picking them up. I don't know if that's the smartest idea that I ever made, but here we are. I have so much more space, thank God. I was getting a little claustrophobic in the stacks, but let's go ahead and move on to special editions. The first one that I have here is Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. This is, I believe, the SciMuLitCon version of SciMuLitCon. It's just a special dust jacket. There's nothing else special about it. The actual original dust jacket is underneath, but it is a hardcover, and it does have this absolutely beautiful cover to match. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I love this book so much, so I'm glad that I got myself an additional copy. Up next, we have The Undertaking of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon, the second book in the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy series, which I read last year, 2 years ago, and really enjoyed it. This is a cozy fantasy romance that I had a lot of fun with, and I'm excited to get around to the second book during the fall sometime. I don't really know what this one is about, but it's definitely giving vibes of the first book in the series, and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm excited to see what this one brings. Up next, speaking of cozy fantasies, we have The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This is a sapphic cozy fantasy story. This one has a little bit higher stakes than some of the other cozy fantasies that I have read, but I would definitely still categorize it under cozy fantasy. It's kind of like folky and definitely like cottagecore vibes, very nature magic adjacent, and it was a good time. I didn't absolutely love it, but if you're looking for a easy, wholesome, cozy fantasy to pick up, this is definitely a good one. Then we have Nectar of the Wicked by Ella Fields. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, I don't know anything about this one. I believe this might have been one of the Romantasy books that came in the Fairy Loot box. I have since canceled my subscription for the Romantasy box, but this is one that I got, and at some point I will do my best to try and pick it up. Then I have The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. Again, another Fairy Loot or Lumicrate, yes, a Fairy Loot book that I don't know anything about. At some point I will do my best to pick it up. And that's going to be the case for a lot of the books here. I don't know what a lot of these are about because I get them in subscription boxes. I read the description one time and then I promptly forget about it. So up next we have Darker by 4 by June C.L. Tan. On the back it says, the boy straightened and looked up at flickering stars in heaven. When he stepped forward to the edge of the parapet, puts one foot in the air and disappears. So honestly, that sounds good. I've heard pretty good reviews on this one so far, so I'm excited to get to this one. A rather new special addition to my collection, we have Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. I don't know anything about what this is about, but I am definitely very curious. The cover is giving dark fall vibes, and I'm here for it. It says, a story for anyone who's ever fallen for the villain. So I'm definitely pumped for this one. Then we have A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. Again, I don't know anything about this. It doesn't have anything on the back for me to give you any type of information, so I'm gonna move on. Another one that I've heard good things about, we have The God and the Gamiho by Sophie Kim. On the back it says, he's a fallen god, she's a shape-shifting fox, oh my god, and they'll do anything to outsmart each other, anything except fall in love. I'm excited for this one. Okay, I know this one came in the Romantasy box. This is A Curse of Blood and Wolves. This is by Melissa McTernan. On the back it says, I want you to chase me, and what do you want me to do when I catch you? Okay, I do love a good fantasy romance. I don't know if this one has an audiobook, but I would love to get to some of these soon if I could, to get them off my TBR, and this one is relatively short compared to some romantic fantasies that I have read, so let's hope I like it. Then we have The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller. I don't really know anything about this book. I didn't ever anticipate picking up a Trisha Levenseller, so I don't know if I'll keep this one on my shelves, but I will say that it is absolutely gorgeous. So Fairy Loot, done it again. Again, another one that's fairly recent. We have The Girl with No Reflection by Keshi Chow. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I don't really know too much about this one, but I feel like the cover, I mean, not the cover, the name of the story kind of gives you a little bit of an insight to this, but I believe it's based off of Asian folklore, but I could be wrong. I don't really know too much about it. I am excited to get around to it, but it is chunky, so it might take me a while before I actually pick this one up. Okay, one I actually know something about, we have Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth, what is that? Elizabeth Helen. I actually read part of this book previously, put it down and haven't picked it back up again, but this is a Why Choose a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but make it dark fantasy, and I believe she also falls for one of the villains, so I'm excited to pick this one back up and hope that I enjoy it more than I did the first time. Another one I can tell you a little bit about, we have Gold by Raven Kennedy, the 5th book in the Played Prisoner series. This is a King Midas retelling about a girl who is gold touched, and it's her exploration of escaping the chains that she so willingly put herself in. So if you're looking for a very interesting fantasy romance series, I highly recommend picking this up. I will say the first book is not my favorite, but I just finished the 3rd book in the series and I give that one 5 stars. It might become a new favorite fantasy series for me. So if you're looking for a longer, a little bit more slow burn fantasy romance, this is definitely going to be the one for you. But also make sure to check your trigger warnings before picking this up, because it definitely talks about some heavier topics. Up next, we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, the 2nd book in the Divine Rivals duology. I don't know if that's the name of the series, but the first one is Divine Rivals. I have yet to pick up the 1st book in the series, but eventually I will get around to both. I also picked up the 3rd book in the, I don't even know what the series is called, but this is Beneath the Cursed Stars by Lexi Ryan. I believe the first one is These Hollow Vows. I do own book 2 and now book 3 in the special editions. Don't ask me why I did that. It wasn't a smart choice, but yet here we are. Another one we have is Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Bayron. This is a Fairy Loot exclusive. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one because I have read several Kaylin Bayrons in the past and have not enjoyed them. So I am a little hesitant to pick this one up, but I definitely, maybe, possibly, that was very counterintuitive. I want to give it a try, but I'm scared I'm not going to like it, and I don't want to keep this book on my shelf if it's not going to be one that I enjoy. Up next, we have Evocation by S.T. Gibson. This is one that I have heard very good buzz about, but I have yet to pick it up. This is the author of A Dowry of Blood, which I've heard really good things about. Again, I have not read that one either, but I'm excited to get around to both at some point and hopefully love them both. On the back here, it says, Only Blood Can Rewrite Blood. Now I'm intrigued. This was another one of those purchases that I don't know how we got here, but we have Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Weiskup. This is a book that Karina picked up and she showed it off when we were hanging out one day with me and Dana, and we were both like, okay, we need it. So then we went and snagged it, and now here it is. How I picked it up? No. Is it absolutely massive? Yes. But I think one of the things that really pulled me in about this book, it is a fantasy romance, but the main character is a mom, and I love reading about that in romance and in fantasy. So I'm excited to hopefully soon get around to this one. Up next, we have To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang. Again, I don't know anything about this one. It sounds good. I'm hoping to get around to this soon, but at this point, I'm gonna say that for every book. And talk to me in 5 years. Ask me how many of them I've read. Okay, we don't have to talk about it. I have some duplicates here. We have The Ren and the Holly Library. I have the original, like early pre-order incentive sprayed edge one, and then this one is a Fairy Loot. Yep, a Fairy Loot exclusive. So I do have 2 copies. I don't know if I'm going to keep both copies, but I do have 2 for now. Eventually, I will get around to reading this one. I wanted to read it this month. It is Clint and Amanda's book club pick for the month of September. We're in September, right? September. But I don't know if I'm going to have time to squeeze it in. So hopefully I can get it read soon and figure out if I need to. But for the time being, I have to. The last one in this stack, we have a whole another stack of fantasies. We'll get there eventually. We have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Somebody send help, please. Again, I don't know what this is about. I did pick it up on a pre-order incentive because it had purple sprayed edges. I've heard mixed reviews on this one, so I don't know. I'm a little scared, but it says a lush cottagecore tale full of stolen spellbooks, unexpected friendships, sweet jam, and even sweeter love. So we shall see. Alrighty, then we have One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti. Again, one that I picked up on a pre-order incentive. I don't know anything about it. It says information is power, and those who control it live like gods. In my world, billionaires play deadly games of insult and influence, where magic is the dirtiest weapon of all. Here, even a powerful princess can be swallowed by the darkness of shadows. Interesting. That does sound good. Another one that I picked up again on a pre-order incentive is The Coven by Harper L. Woods. I swear, it's because I'm trying to talk so fast to get through these books so fast, but I can't talk that fast, obviously. My brain is not quicker than my lips, or my lips are not quicker than my, I don't know. Anyways, Revenge. That's all I see on here. That's all I'm gonna read. I've heard mixed reviews on this one, so I'm gonna keep my mind open, but I'm a little scared. I did mention that I've been picking up the paperbacks of the Green Creek series by TJ Klune. I must have packed away the first book, which is Wolfsong, with this edition, like the sprayed edition, because I cannot find it anywhere, which means I probably packed it away and put it in storage. But I also picked up that during this time. So if you're wondering why I only have book 2, it's because I packed away book 1, but I did buy it just because I wanted to complete my collections, not because I needed it here. Therefore, it's not here. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Buy a book just to put it in storage. But hey, nobody said I was smart. Okay, thank you. Speaking of TJ Klune, we also have Somewhere Beyond the Sea. This is his newest release, and it's the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I'm very excited to get around to. A brand new release from TJ Klune. I have rated every book that I have read by this author 5 stars. So I'm expecting this one to be an absolute hit. I'm hoping that I really, really love it. And if I don't, expect to see me in a total pit of despair. Okay, another special edition, we have The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. MacLean. Again, I don't know anything about it, but it says falling in love never burned so bright. I believe this is about phoenixes, possibly. Well, it's literally called The Phoenix Keeper, so I would assume so. One that I'm actually really excited for because the cover calls to me. This is Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. I don't know anything about this, but the cover is just fucking stunning, and look at that freaking art. Stop it right now. I'll freaking cry. Fate is a cruel mistress. Mistress of Lies is a darkly seductive romantasy debut with a villainous, bloodthirsty heroine who finds herself plunged into the dangerous world of power, politics, and murder in the court of the Eternal King. I need it. Give it to me now. Another pre-order incentive I got, The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. She'll fight for her life for the god of death. It's stunning. I've never seen the inside of this one before, but it is absolutely gorgeous, and the sprayed edges on this are stunning. I'm just hoping that I end up loving these since I pre-ordered them, but we shall see. Another one that I believe was a pre-order incentive, if I'm not mistaken, we have The Immortal Dark by Tigist Grima. I've never heard of that name before, but I'm very curious to see what I think of this one. It's definitely calling to me. On the edge here it says, no soul can enter without an invitation. Definitely sounds good. It has vampires. I do love a good vampire story, and the end pages on this, again, absolutely stunning. The embossing here says, seek mind above blood, and if you must bleed, use it as ink. Okay, I think I might have to pick this one up because it's giving fall vibes, and I love a good vampire story. Then we have Five Broken Blades by Mai Corland. This is like a heist story that's been very much compared to Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm definitely curious to see what I'm going to think of this one. I've been meaning to pick it up for a while and haven't done so, so hopefully it can happen soon. On the back it says, let the best liar win. So we'll see. Keeping the train going, we have The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. On the back it says, never trust a dragon. I love a good story with the dragon in it, so I'm hoping I like this one, but again, I don't know much about it. It's an epic fantasy retelling Mulan, perfect for fans of the Poppy War and Six Crimson Cranes. So I have read I have read Six Crimson Cranes. I have not yet read the Poppy War, but I did enjoy the first book in that series, Six Crimson Cranes that is, so I'm excited to see what I think of this one. Second to last in the fantasy section, we have Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. Again, the same, reasoning for me wanting to pick this one up stands. I love a good story about dragons. On the back, it says, to seek revenge, she needs to stay alive. Again, I'm very excited to get around to this one. I do love the art on the inside, and the naked cover is absolutely stunning. So again, I'm hoping to get to it at some point soon. Will I? Who knows? Will I enjoy it? Also, who knows? And lastly, we have another book that I picked up on pre-order incentive, and that is Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf. This is a sci-fi about a girl who wants to get revenge on the father who sired her and the house that put out a hit that killed her mother. And it is a sci-fi revenge story. It was interesting. I did read a good chunk of this. I have not finished it yet, and I probably won't finish it until probably next year when I'm in the mood to pick it back up again, because I have to be in the mood for sci-fi. But I'm curious to see what I'm going to think when I get to the end. We're 27 minutes in, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of romances, so pray for me. I swear I don't even know where to start. I have the stack of special editions right here, so I guess we'll start with the special editions for romance and then get into the rest. The first ones that we have here are the Love Light Farm series by B.K. Borison. I did pick up the Afterlight editions, so they have the beautiful sprayed and stenciled edges. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course the special editions here. So the first one, these are way out of order, by the way, so I don't know if those spines were supposed to line up, but they don't. First we have Love Light Farms. This is a fake dating friends to lovers. Then we have In the Weeds. This is a one night stand, second chance, grumpy sunshine romance, and again, I really love this one. Then my third book is Mixed Signals. This is another twist on a fake dating cinnamon roll romance that I really enjoyed. I just love the small town antics of this series, and I'm excited to get around to the fourth book in the series, Business Casual. I have not yet read this, and I really don't even know the tropes of this one, but I am very pumped to get around to the fourth and final book in the series. Speaking of Afterlight, I also picked up the entire Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Leese. This one does have a spine that lines up, so let's see if I can get it somewhat even. It's not even at all in the slightest, but it does have an A-frame in the middle, and if you have read the series in any way, shape, or form, you know how special and important that particular scene is. So I'm excited to have these. They are absolutely stunning. I actually think that one of these is out of order. Maybe? I don't know. It looks a little funky, but maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. Okay. I don't know how I got it. I don't know why it looked so wrong, but that is what it's supposed to look like. I'm so sorry that I got that so wrong, but that's what it's supposed to look like. They're gorgeous. I have read books 1, 2, and 3 in the series, and I'm excited to move on with the rest. These are all books with disability rep, and I love them. That is all ranges of disabilities, from mental health to physical disabilities to invisible disabilities, and I just love the way that Chloe Leese writes her romances and her books, and I'm excited to move on with the rest of the series. Okay, this is hard for me to talk about because this is when you know that the bookbind tendencies have gotten a little out of hand, because here I have 2 sets, although this one's not completed, of the Hades series by Tate James, for which I already own a special edition set of, and the discrete covers and the original covers, so I didn't need these ones, but here I am. So we have Seventh Circle and Anarchy by Tate James, the first and second book in the Hades series. I love the series so much. Do I need 5 or 6 copies? No, but here we are. These are the new traditionally published covers of this series. I'm so sorry, Orion is very loud tonight. These are the new traditionally published covers, and I will be getting the last 2 books in the series soon from Novel Grounds. They just haven't shipped yet, but I'm happy to have these ones in my possession. But let's talk about a full set of the Hades series that I did pick up. I don't even know who this is from. This is from Spiced Bookbox? Spiced Bookbox, I think that's what this is. So we have Seventh Circle, which is the first book. Anarchy, which is book 2. Then we have Club 22 and Timber, the last 2 books in the series. They are very, very pretty, and I actually really love the white covers on these. I didn't really need them, but again, here they are. And do I regret it? A little bit. Am I going to keep it? Yeah. All right, some more special editions. Again, I don't know why I kept getting these boxes, but I think that Mystic and Bell Box were just so late on getting their boxes out that I got them months and months and months after I canceled my subscription. But we have Beauty and Lies Part 2 and Beauty and Lies Part 1. This is by Adeline Forrest. I don't really know anything about these two. I just know that I got them very, very late after canceling. And this says, have you ever seen something and known it was yours from the moment you laid eyes on it? Interesting. I don't really know what to make of that. I do love these covers and these editions. They are absolutely stunning, but hopefully I can get around to them and decide whether or not I love them. The same goes for this set. This is another very late Mystic or Bell box. I'm not really sure which one. This is the Mystic box. And this is Luna Mar and Cor Amare by Pepper Winters. I have never heard of these. I don't really know anything about this author either, and I don't know anything about this book. I don't even know which one is book 1, if I'm being honest. But on the back here it says, being with her isn't just a risk to my heart, but to my very existence. I'm not allowed to love her. I'm not allowed to keep her, but I can't stop. I can't stop. And then it's too late. Interesting. We shall see. Up next, we have Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. These are the Fairy Loot editions. I do have all of the ones leading up to this release, so I have been slowly collecting them as they have been put out by Fairy Loot, and I'm excited to have Volume 4. It is absolutely gorgeous, per usual, with some very beautiful embossing and the yellow sprayed edge. Definitely a bright sprayed edge, but very, very gorgeous, and these copies are also signed by the author, so you're not going to hear me complain. I'm excited to have it, and I can't wait for Volume 5 to come out. Another special edition I picked up is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is the Steamy LitCon special edition, and it's fucking stunning. Is it going to focus? Oh, it is focusing, I think. I don't know. But I don't know. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It does have some stuff on the inside, but it also has a reversible dust jacket. Hold on. That's what it looks like. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. They knocked it out of the park. On the back it says, Justin was on the island, not the real one, the one in my soul. Stop it right now. I'll throw up. I'll freaking throw up. But I'm excited to have this one. Just for the Summer is probably my favorite in this series so far. So I'm glad that I was able to snag myself a special edition copy of this. Okay. This next one, honestly, I'm kind of pumped that I have them because I love them. And this is the Chestnut Springs series that came out with Dark and Quirky. This is the full set, and they have a spine, the sprayed edges that lead into the ranch, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. But let's go ahead and go over them. We have Flawless, which is the first book in the series. Then we have Heartless, again, absolutely gorgeous. My favorite book in the series. So, well, not so far. I've read them all, but my favorite book in the series. Then we have Powerless, which again, I love. Many people's favorite is Reckless. And then we have the last one in the series, Hopeless. And, oh, I'm just so happy to have these. These I've been waiting on for a while. I'm obsessed with the hardcovers, and I'm just so glad that I was able to snag myself a copy of those. I almost didn't, and I'm so glad that I did because, honestly, they're stunning. I don't know how this one ended up in the romance section, not the fantasy section, but I also have You Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. This is another cozy fantasy romance. And eventually I'll get around to it. It's on my fall radar TBR, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to squeeze it in. All right, let's talk about Anna Huang because I did pick up several of her books recently. So let's talk about that. We have the entirety of her newest series that got republished. This was the very first series she ever published, and then it got republished recently with Bloom. So we have If We Ever Meet Again, If We Were Perfect, If the Sun Never Sets, and If Love Had a Price. And then Anna Huang was at Steamy LitCon, which was honestly such a freaking amazing experience to be able to meet her and to get all my books signed. But she was selling the man covers of the Twisted series, and I missed out on the man covers when they were originally published, and so I was so glad I had the opportunity to pre-order them and snag them because I wanted them on my shelves so bad. So we of course have Twisted Love, Twisted Games, my favorite, Twisted Hate, and of course the last book in the series, Twisted Lies. And then she also had signing special editions of the Kings of Sin series by, of course, Anna Huang. So the first one being King of Wrath. Then we have King of Pride, King of Greed, and then of course the newest release, King of Sloth. And I'm just blown away. All of these are signed. So I'm so freaking excited to have these ones. And you thought the Anna train was done, but alas, I have some more. These are not special, but I did buy the complete Bloom set when we were reading these for the Sweeney Readers. I think it was May. We read the entirety of the Twisted series in May, so I did pick up myself physical copies because I didn't have any with me here in this house that I was willing to annotate because I do own the Fairy Loot editions of the series. So I bought these ones so that I could annotate them, which I got the first two annotated. I got this one halfway annotated, and then I never even attempted to annotate the last book in the series. But now I have those, and those ones are also signed by Anna, so they are definitely my new prized possessions for sure. All right, I think we're almost done with special editions. Let's move on. We have Kennedy Ryan. You guys know how much I love Kennedy Ryan. So we have the Kingmaker series. So we have Kingmaker and the Rebel King. These are ones that I found on eBay, I think, or I don't even know where, but I snagged them so fast. These are the Bookworm box limited editions, and they are stunning. I don't think I've hauled these ones before, but if I have, I just, wanted to make sure. I also have the hardcover of, what is this? Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan, the third book in the Hoops series, with the beautiful main character, Lotus, on the front, and I'm obsessed with that. And then I also picked up the Dark and Quirky edition of Real by Kennedy Ryan, and I love this edition so much. I've seen it many times, but I just never had the chance to pick it up, and it was really cheap on eBay, so I snagged one. Okay, those are all of the special editions. Let's just quickly rapid fire run through the rest of the romances that I have one little stack of special editions left. We have Kingmaker Year 1 by Sophie Lark. It's just special because it has the pre-order incentive blue sprayed edges, but these are the new traditionally published versions of the Kingmaker series. I think she changed it to be like Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, so they're all named Kingmaker, but then it changes by the color and the year. I have read two of the books in the series, maybe three. 2 or 3 of the books in the series, and enjoyed them, so I'm excited to get around to the rest of the series, but I have to read 2 books in the Underworld series before I can continue on with that. Then we have Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman. Again, it just has the pre-order incentive sprayed edges on this. I have read a lot of Jennifer Hartman's books at this point and enjoyed a lot of them, so I needed her new release. Up next, we have Rewrite Our Story by Kat Singleton. This is a special edition that I believe you can still buy on her TikTok shop, but it comes with like an art print and another art print, and it's signed by the author. I loved this book so much, and I was very excited to be able to get a special edition of the first book in the series, and I believe she's going to do matching ones for all of the ones in this series, but this is a small town second chance. I wouldn't say enemies to lovers, but it's definitely a strife relationship, and I really enjoyed this one so much. So I'm excited to finally get around to rereading this one, and hopefully we'll hear news about book 3 very soon. Again, another pre-order incentive, we have Pen Pal by JT Gessinger. I don't know how to say this last name, but this is the newest book that was published traditionally by this author. This was published by Bramble, and it is a dark stalker romance. I don't really know how to explain this book, if I'm being honest. I feel like you just have to read it and kind of go in blind. It was an experience, to say the least, and I'm so glad that I read it. 5 stars. And the last special edition I have is another Abby Jimenez, and that is Yours Truly, the second book in the Part of Your World series. This is another Steamy LitCon edition, so absolutely stunning. I now have matching Steamy LitCon editions for all the books in the series, and again, it is signed by the author, because I don't know if I got it signed or if this one came signed, but it's stunning. Okay, besties, I'm flagging. We're 43 minutes in, and I still have 1, 2, 3 stacks, so I'm gonna rapid fire these, okay? And when I say rapid fire, I probably will still talk about them. All right, let's get into it. We have Until I Get You by Claire Contreras, the September book club pick for the Sweet Readers. For my birthday, actually, the day of my birthday, I went out and picked up Sweet Dandelion by Macaulay Smelter. I've had this on my list for a while and wanted to pick it up. I picked up the second book in the Campus Diaries series by Elle Kennedy, The Dixon Rule. I read book 1 in the series and loved it, so I definitely need to get around to this one. I also picked up Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, the second book in the Butcher and Blackbird series. Everyone has been giving this terrible reviews, so I haven't picked it up yet, but eventually I will. I also picked up H.D. Carlton's Shallow River because this cover was going out of print and I wanted a physical copy of it, so now I have it. Then I have 2 books by Abby Jimenez because I'm doing a read-along for Abby Jimenez's backlist and all of her works up until her newest release next year with Tara, B, Karina, and Dana. I will leave everyone linked down below, but we have the Happy Ever After playlist and Life is Too Short. For my birthday, Liz gifted me Play Along by Liz Tomford, the 4th book in the Windy City series. And then I was gifted both of the books in this series. Corinne gifted me Done and Dusted, and Nikki gifted me Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. Then I picked up 4 books by the same author at Steamy LitCon, and this is H.A. Cunningham. I volunteered at Steamy LitCon, and she was the author that I actually was able to volunteer for. I was handling her signing line, and after I got done with my volunteer shift, I was like, I need these books because the covers are stunning. I require them. And she was so kind. She was so nice, and I just had such a great experience, but I'm excited to get around to these. This cover, do you see it? Feast Dry Balls. Holy shit. This is Plie. This is, I believe, the first book in the series, or the second book, maybe. Then we have Ablaze, which I am, again, very excited for. We also have Embes. I think that's how you say that. And then A Twist in the Air, which, again, the cover, stunning. Stunning. All right, then we have some Catherine Cowles books. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I have hauled any of these, but I'm just going to try to be quick about it if I can. So we have the last 3 books that I needed to buy in the Tattered and Torn series. So we have the 3rd book, Hidden Waters, the 4th book, Shattered Sea, and the last and final book, Fractured Sky. And these are small town romantic suspense books. I also got a special edition of Whispers of You, which is the 1st book in the Lost and Found series and the last hardcover that I needed to buy in the Lost and Found series, Ashes of You. I love the series so much. Again, small town romantic suspense, but absolutely amazing. I also picked up some Devney Perry. We have her newest release, Crossroads, which again I loved so much. I'm so glad I was able to read it right around release. It was such a good book. And I also picked up the last 2 books that I needed in the Clifton Forge series that I was reading earlier this year, and that was Fallen Jester and Tin Queen. I had a stray Anna Huang in here. We have King of Sloth, her newest release in the Kings of Sin series. I really enjoyed this book, although I think I need to do a reread because I think my rating will change and go up since I was in a slump when I read this. We have some previous Sweeney Readers book club picks that I hauled as well. We have Triple Duty Bodyguards and The Reunion by Megan Quinn. Gotta be honest, I didn't love either one of these. These will not be staying in my collection, but I did haul them, so I figured I would talk about them. I also picked up Kay Rodriguez's new cover of Caution and Love. I do own the original cover, but then she republished with a new cover, so I wanted to snag a copy of that, and I did. I also grabbed Ali Hazelwood's newest release, Not in Love. I read it, I loved it. No surprise here. Speaking of the Sweeney Readers, I picked up our newest quarter 4 picks, which is Be Still My Heart by Emily McIntyre and Savar Miller, and Falling in Love by Erin Branscombe. Branscombe, yes. I went to a book fair that was hosted here near me, and I picked up 2 books by some indie authors. We have No Place Like You by Jeannie Cho? I'm so sorry, I don't want to butcher that. And then we have When Hearts Collide by Victoria Lum. I do have to put my hand over this cover because it is definitely not safe for work, but we have Darn It All by Evie Mitchell. She is an author that writes very smutty, usually pretty short romances that have disability rep, and I'm excited to get around to the 3rd book. I have read the first 2 books in the series. However, this is a signing special edition, and she definitely did not hold back on this cover, for sure. Alright, then I picked up 3 of the same book because, again, no chill. But I did pick up the original paperback of A Ballad of Phantom and Hope by Cam Moranova, the sequel to The Fabric of Our Souls. That took a long while for the brain cells to brain cell. But I also picked up the illustrated paperback of this, as well as the hardcover, because again, I mentioned Cam Moranova has the best hardcovers underneath, and I required it. Listen, don't ask questions. Just go with the flow, okay? I also picked up Taming the Seven by Chloe Walsh, the last book, well, the last published book in the Boys of Tommen series. I pre-ordered them and I got the pretty like ombre spines. I have not read more than book 1, but we'll get there eventually. I also snagged what was the last book in the series by Chantal Desir, Carnage, but the newest book has just released, so I need to grab that one to match my beautiful covers. But I definitely wanted to snag myself a copy because it's stunning, and I love these covers so much. And I have a feeling these are eventually going to get picked up, and we're going to lose these, but I have them, so I'm good. I also grabbed Emily Henry's newest release, Funny Story. I still haven't read it, which is absolutely surprising to me, but eventually I'll get around to it, I promise. I have 2 books by the same author. We have Steal and Made by J.L. Laura. Again, I met her at StimulitCon and wanted to pick up some of her books to support, so I snagged these. I picked up a sequel to a book that I haven't read the first book of. Again, we don't have to talk about it. We have You Boys by Clarissa Wilde. This is a Why Choose series. I have not read book 1, but I am excited to get around to both of these. We have some Elsie Silver that I have to talk about. I did pick up the newest release by Elsie Silver, Wild Eyes, which just came out recently, and I absolutely have to read it. I have heard nothing but good things, so I'm excited to get around to this. And then I also picked up her newest published series with Bloom. Again, it is a republished series that has already been out for a while, but it got picked up. And we have Off to the Races and A Photo Finish. I'm just waiting for the rest of the series to match and come in. The last 2 romances I have to share with you, I also picked up at StimulitCon by Shelley Cruz. This is Amour in the 305 and 9 Years Gone. I'm excited for both of these. I don't know when I'm going to get to them, but hopefully it's soon. And unless I miraculously missed something, I believe this is the last book I want to share with you, and it's not a romance. It is a YA thriller. I picked up Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, the 2nd book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I'm hoping to read this one in October for all of the fall vibes, but that is the last book in this haul. 52 minutes. 52 minutes. I'm ashamed, okay? We don't have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm trying to do better. I will say that most of these books came in previous to the month of September, when I have really decided that I gotta stop. I gotta stop. So hopefully my next haul in 4 months will be a lot less than this. Please, 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 I'm begging you, because I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. What I am gonna do though is put all these books away, because having them sit on the floor is stressing me the fuck out. So that is the end of this video. If you have read any of the many books that I talked about today, please feel free to let me know your thoughts and which ones you feel like I have to read ASAP. Also, feel free to share with me any books that you've recently brought into your home and added to your TBR. I would love to know that as well. If you made it to the end, per usual, leave a book stack emoji if you don't have anything else to say. With that being said though, that is the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!